Before this review begins, IE presents the following message from its corporate attorney.
Ahem. These reviewers have in no way received or are in a position to receive kickbacks from EA, any of its subsidiaries, or any of its contractual employees for anything positive said in this review about NBA Live 95, regardless of how bad the reviewers may need said money. Thank you.
That being said, now we review NBA Live 95 from Electronic Arts. Yeah. NBA Live 95 is great for many reasons, the biggest of which is the way it plays.
Using a two-button play system, NBA Live 95 is extremely easy to learn.
But don't let the seeming simplicity of two buttons fool you. The simple pass and shoot method still allows the player an amazing degree of control over the game, since you can also steal and block shots on defense.
And this is the part of Live 95's gameplay that I really like. The designers have given the computer control over certain aspects of play, such as stealing. The player doesn't actually do the stealing himself, the computer does it. The player decides how aggressively his players will go after the steals.
Also, if one of your teammates makes a move to the basket and you make a pass to him, the computer might automatically execute an alley-oop.
Play in NBA Live 95 consists of much more than just court action. The player can call timeouts, set up defensive and offensive strategies, and substitute players during the game.
There's also a general manager function in which you can trade players from team to team, allowing you to load up your squad if you feel the need.
There's a ton of stats available for the player to base his decisions on, including last year's stats and the current game stats. The computer even keeps track of each individual human player's stats. Everything you could want to know about the players is available. The look of the players are just short of phenomenal.
No, they are phenomenal. They made it too phenomenal.
The designers really put in a lot of effort to get the feel of Live 95's gameplay just right, and it certainly has paid off.
Some games tend to have the flash and glamour of the sports, but come up short on playability. The players in Live 95 aren't exactly photorealistic. They move just like real people.
The players post up and swing the ball around. They drive to the basket. They do everything so realistically, it's eerie. And when they dunk the ball, don't expect the players to be doing somersaults in midair from half court like some other video games.
I don't care what you say, slamming is still impressive, but it's also very realistic. 360s and hammer slams look great too.
The total look of Live 95 is the best I've seen in any game, period. The graphics are out of this world.
It does have a broadcast quality look about it, like you were watching an actual NBA game on TV. It really helps to have all the actual players from the 95 season involved, as well as having their pictures digitized. These are definitely the kinds of things that having an NBA license helps you get.
Also, before each game, a postcard-style photo of the city where the game is being played is displayed behind the names of the teams. You'd almost swear you were watching the TV instead of playing a game.
Enough about the look of the game. What about the sound?
Equaling the quality of the graphics, the sound is absolutely first-rate.
Live 95 features a driving soundtrack, along with sound snippets that you'd hear at the games during fouls and great plays.
The sound effects are dazzling as well. When the player is dribbling the ball on the left side of the screen, you hear it in the left side of your speakers. As he crosses to the right, you actually hear it pass left to right. It's great!
And when a player gets fouled hard, you feel it.
Now, before we get put on EA's marketing department payroll, we're going to have to find a few problems with the game.
The biggest problem is the time it takes to go from the play screen to the coaching screen. Whenever you want to set a new strategy, call it timeout or sub in players. You have to wait a few seconds for the screens to change. And if you're in the middle of a tight game, this gets very irritating.
And speaking of subbing players, in the NBA, teams have to wait for a break in the action to substitute players. That's fine, and NBA Live 95 also uses this rule. But say the ball gets knocked out of bounds and the whistle blows.
Well, that's a break in the action right there. You should be able to sub players, right?
Wrong! You actually have to wait for a player to pick up the ball. As strange as it sounds, even if the whistle blows, if a player is not physically holding the ball, you can't sub players. So if you change screens to sub players, the ball better be in someone's hands, or you'll have to switch back to the game screen.
And remember, every time you switch screens, you have to wait a few seconds each time. It can really get frustrating after a while. Now that we've made the editor happy by finding fault, we can go on with reality. In the case of NBA Live 95, this is about as close to a perfect sports game as there has ever been.
Even if you're not big into basketball, if you like well-done games, you'll love Live 95. The capabilities of the CD-ROM have really been put to good use.
All of the options and features you'd want and expect from an NBA sim are included. If you don't have it, go get it. Once you play it, you'll eat, breathe, smell, and live NBA basketball.
There's only one sports game I can think of that can beat NBA Live 95, and that's gotta be NBA Live 96.